Welcome back to Talking Neat, and I am the host, Jason. I'm here with Will and Jabin from Mr. Girl. Well, that was my line.
Yeah, but I wanted to.
Oh, okay. Kind of like an echo.
Yeah.
So we will get into Mr. Girl, but first, I just want to knock this one out really quick. It's American herbal flavored whiskey. This is Cold Cock, and I'm sure it tastes better cold.
They actually sponsor a ton of bands.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, there's a metal band from where we're from that's sponsored by Cold Cock, and they have everybody take a shot
What band?
at every show.
Devil Driver?
Starts with a T.
I'm not sure. I haven't heard of this.
Train Sitting Cars.
Train
Okay.
City Cars.
Yeah.
They're that punk band or kind
Like
of
a-
emo-ish?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
That's
Train Citting
cool.
Cars. We played a show with them, I think.
Nice.
But yeah, they're sponsored, so everyone takes a shot of Cold Cock during their sets. It's the only reason I like playing a show with them.
Oh, because they give you a free shot?
Yeah, free alcohol.
Is that why you keep showing up here?
Yep, that's right.
I heard you're looking for another band to come back next week.
Yeah, I'm forming one like tomorrow.
Next thing we know, right?
Hey, I'm in a country band. Can we come in?
Yeah, it's a country core band, so it's
Country core.
This just smells vile.
cheers, y'all.
And the thing is, I love Jaeger, but I wish there was like some quick editing. I
Yeah.
can just.
Yeah,
Oh shit!
that scene in Emperor's New Groove.
What
See?
makes it herbal flavored?
Herbs?
Herbs. It's like KFC.
What kind of herbs? I don't like it.
It's like medicine, like an NyQuil.
Yeah, it is. It's like cough.
Now I'm all sticky.
Ugh,
I'm not even drunk yet, I swear.
I'm all sticky inside now.
Right on the inside, it coats
Yeah.
you. It's for the winter time.
Whew, yeah, for sure.
So we talked to you last week, so I'm just not even going to direct anything
No
towards you.
questions for you this week.
Yeah, nothing for you.
All right.
So how did Mr. Girl form?
Okay, so this is awesome story. Mr. Girl is an amalgamation of one member of a bunch of bands from around our area in Hemet, Riverside County,
Right.
Temecula. And so we have a guitar player from one band called the Heathens. They're like a really good, I don't know, like what would you call them?
You can hear a lot of like old Sabbath and Iron Maiden,
Yeah.
sort of like old school metal,
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Heavily inspired by that kind of thing.
And he
so-
sings with a real operatic sort of
Like high
vocal
pitch?
delivery. Yeah.
Yeah. And just like classic
So
chuggy
kind of like
riffs.
the more of the Dio style?
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly
Dio type
right.
singing with like Sabbath, slow, grungy riffs.
Yeah, that's his
Um,
whole like shtick. He loves that
Yeah,
sort of thing.
they're an awesome band, so we snagged our guitar player.
Yeah, his name's Eric O'Leland, by the way.
Mhm.
Great guy, excellent guitar player.
He snags really tall women on Tinder. And I think he's like
Yeah.
5'2", 5'5", maybe. I don't know if I'm exactly
Is he also
that, but-
married?
No, he's
Oh,
not
okay,
married.
wanted to see
He
him.
could be,
He could be, we would never know.
if you play your cards right.
The man who loves those tall women.
Yeah. Yeah, he's slaying on Tinder right now.
Yeah,
I
he
hope this
is.
doesn't ruin his chances with further women. He's killing it.
It's just good to hear a success story out of Tinder.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
It's nice. It's heartwarming.
we grabbed Java, our bass player from the band Happy and Hemet. They're like their own freaking legendary band around our city.
Oh yeah.
They put on
Insanely talented.
a disgusting, crazily good show too.
He's on drums with them too, so he wasn't even a bass player really.
Right, yeah.
Until he joined us.
He mainly plays the drums. Java does, and he's a great drummer, amazing drummer.
Yeah.
He just picked up a bass just to hang out with us. When we started, we didn't have plans on doing anything more than just like hanging out, drinking, and writing
Yeah.
songs. You know,
Just doing heavy shit. And,
bullshitting. Yeah.
And there was a little gap of time before Eric joined where I was just playing guitar and doing
Mhm.
vocals, but I was off the guitar within like a month or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Couldn't cut it?
no, I wasn't good enough.
His
I
own
was good
guitar
enough for
parts.
that one. Yeah.
It's like, guys, I can't play these things.
I have written a couple things that I actually never figured out how to play right, and Eric was like, "You mean like this?" And I'm like, "Fuck you, dude."
How'd you figure out my own part?
Yeah. And then you joined.
Yeah, I joined. I played drums for a band previously called the Snow Black Trio, and we were like a jazz rock kind of thing. We were our own thing.
Yeah, complete different genre and crowd and everything.
Yeah, we were going way against what everyone else was doing in our area.
Yeah, it was so calm and happy sounding.
But it still had like a drive, you know,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is important. You gotta have that. You have to have some kind of a drive in music.
Some of my favorite shows were with Snowblind. Just
Oh,
seeing
God,
it or
yeah.
playing in the same show or whatever.
Me
That's just
too.
awesome.
With Magpie, like especially,
Yeah.
you know, old villain, you know, pre-name change.
Yeah, I think
That's how we met.
yeah, it was through those shows. I
Mhm.
think we all did through shows with each
Mhm.
other.
Yeah.
So it's a tight knit community.
Very
Yeah,
much.
yeah, the music brings everybody together. Every
I know.
musician that we know is in at least 2 bands, sometimes 3 or 4.
Yeah, we all share.
We all share.
It's
Just-
like
That way, if one breaks out, it takes like a whole group with it.
Exactly.
Then you're gonna see like on Craigslist like all these postings. Need a guitarist, need a bassist.
they all say need drummer. Right?
Yeah.
Everything says need drummer.
Well, everyone knows about the flakiness of drummers.
Oh man.
Yep.
Made of flake.
I think I got the first sort of conceptualization of Mr. Girl a long time ago, but I never found bandmates to do it. So I was writing these little songs by myself and just storing them away for winter or whatever. And then I quit the band I was in, and suddenly I realized, I was like, why am I so fucking bored all the time? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm not in a band right now. So I joined Magpie, and then shortly after, I was like, I still have all this unused heavy shit. So I started to use that with Mr. Girl. And it sounds a lot better after everyone has contributed to it, so it's fucking badass.
Yeah. Everybody that brings their own background from these different genres helps shape this music.
Yeah.
You know, and so people, when they hear us play, will come up to us with all kinds of, like, I heard, you know, some classic 90s hardcore in there, you know, or I heard some DB, or all kinds of
Yeah.
different genres they throw at us that we don't
Joel
intend to
compared
hear.
me to Swans. a while
Swans,
back, yeah.
that's cool.
I don't know if you ever listened to Swans back in the early 80s. Super androgynous, like art metal type music. But that's like one of my favorite bands, so
It's really neat. Yeah.
yeah, being compared was like, what the fuck? That's awesome.
It's cool to hear the different things that people interpret you as, because you don't set out to write like that.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, one of the key things was to sort of like write something once and do it once and then do it well,
Mhm.
you know? And so like I try not to repeat myself, A, and B, I try not to use someone else's idea too much. Like there's songs I hear and I'm like, oh, I want to get like that sort of feel, but that's
That
about
vibe.
as far as I'll go.
So are you the main songwriter, the only songwriter?
Yeah, I would say I write the backbone of the song and everything.
Definitely the main songwriter, Javen is.
Yeah, and that leaves them to sort of perfect their individual parts in each song to where it's damn near perfect. Like it's exactly how I hear it in my head, and they also, you know, kinda
Put their
say
flair on it.
and put themselves into the part.
Mhm.
So I don't feel like a dictator. I hope I don't act like one. But
No,
that's,
you're
you know.
really good at structuring and writing songs with the structure. That's hard to do.
We'll ask
you know?
that question at the end after a few more shots of whiskey.
Right, yeah.
yeah, we'll revisit that one.
Yeah.
We need more truth
I'll
serum.
write that one down.
Revisit that.
So, do you guys play a lot of shows with Mr. Girl?
We did for a while, and then this year we played 3. We actually cut back a lot because we wanted to.
Your
clean up-
choice, not theirs.
Yeah, our choice.
Mhm.
I also kind of like fucking with people a little bit, so we just stopped picking up shows and all that. And then when we would play shows, there would be more people there, and then I would deliberately like forget lyrics and shit. Half deliberately, half I actually forgot the lyrics. And we would like play shitty. It was kind of fun. And then just recently we started
Fans
actually,
love that.
Oh yeah, they love shitty music, man.
We recently started kind of cleaning it up though and getting like, okay, this is sort of how we're going to set up on stage to where it's more polished and everything, and it's actually a lot cooler now than just playing like assholes.
So you guys are going to start playing a little more regularly?
Yeah, we want to get into more of a routine. We are going to work on this new album for a while. So we have 2 more shows, December 14th, January 26th, I believe, yeah. And then we're just going to stop for a while. The plan is play the entire album start to finish without making a mistake live, and then we'll record it that way.
We want to make sure it's perfect before we waste like a recorder's time, you know, and producer's time and stuff.
Yeah.
It's, you know,
Well, they don't care. It's your money.
Right,
Yeah.
bro. You know, and from a band standpoint, like you could rush in and play some songs and have them recorded, and you just learned them, and then you'll listen back to them in 6 months, and they'll have evolved, and you're gonna hate what you put down.
Yeah, you'll wish you changed certain parts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
and that's every musician.
that's
sure.
every artist, I think.
Yeah.
You know.
When we play our live songs now, they're completely different from the recordings, which I think is kind of cool too. People have like a different experience listening to it in their headphones by themselves, and then when they see it live with a bunch of people, it's a whole other experience for them. So,
Yeah.
I always appreciated that when live bands, you would go to see them and they would like lengthen parts or like new solos, or they would mash things up. I always thought that was cool.
I got pissed. I went and saw Cyndi Lauper
Uh-huh.
in concert, and she was on like this reggae kick, and I didn't want to hear. I wanted to hear like all the classics time after time, and Girls Want to Have Fun.
For sure.
And then she breaks out all these reggae versions, and I'm just like,
what are you doing?
yeah.
lady?
So I mean, there is like you can take that a little too far.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everyone else was into it. I guess it was just me, but I'm just like,
That's so funny.
this isn't how I remember it.
I wouldn't say we go that far.
Yeah.
You know.
No.
And now we'll stay away from that entirely.
Mhm.
That's good advice.
Yeah, a lot of the time I'll propose these crazy ideas. We have like a group text between the band, and then sometimes they'll just straight up ignore an idea. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably bad.
Rather than saying no, we just
They're just
pretend
like,
we never heard it.
Javen's doing a fucking thing.
So you do sound a bit like a dictator if they're just ignoring you because they're
Yeah,
afraid to
they
confront
still
you.
kind of run the show a little bit. You know, if I have like too crazy of an idea, yeah, they'll kind of like, all right, take it easy.
So we're going for prize fighter.
Okay.
Prize fighter.
It is an American whiskey, but it is an Irish. Starts out in Ireland. They buy it from the juice or whatever from the Skerbeen distillery.
And then it ages in.
They
US?
put it in. Yes, they age it in rye barrels. So you're gonna get.
Yes.
It's gonna taste like lawnmower clippings a little bit.
Always love that though.
Oh yeah.
My mom used to feed me those when I was being bad.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Smells much better.
Oh yeah.
That is a marked improvement.
Oh, yeah.
Cold cock.
Yeah. Oh man. Sorry, cold cock.
That's tasty.
So what are all the bands? It's got to be about the money with Cold Cock.
I don't
We
know.
got
I
a
think it's-
sponsorship. Yeah.
That's got to be it.
I can't imagine they give them more than like $200 a month though.
Yeah.
What do we got next?
We're going to Few. Did we do this
Few.
one last week?
I believe we did.
Okay.
Thanks.
So
Another
Few.
rye whiskey.
Well, this one's all rye.
All right. Okay.
This is all rye. It's from Evanston. And with this one, they got the name Few from Frances Elizabeth Willard. She was the head of the temperance movement in the 1800s.
Oh, how cool.
Minister's wife.
Yeah.
So she was basically out there shaming everyone, all the drunks when they'd come out from the
Right.
bar.
Right.
And so this distillery opened up like right around the corner from the church her husband
Oh, this is
ran.
great, dude.
And so they named it Few, and
Oh,
basically
that's
her honor.
This
So
is
it's
gonna be
a-
my favorite.
Yeah, it's a cool story.
That is
It's
amazing.
great. I'm like skewed towards this one being my favorite already. Just 'cause
Yeah,
the
me
story's
too.
so awesome.
Yeah. I already knew where that was going when he
That's
started.
great.
Oh, that's perfect.
Nothing like a good wife revenge tale.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between, like you said, like a rye whiskey and one that's just aged in rye barrels?
Well, so a rye is going to be, I mean, they basically use rye as their, like, to ferment and as the base. I mean,
Okay.
you can also use barley, you can use corn, like bourbon is corn.
Okay.
The rye is like really strong in that one too.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
and so it's, rye is going to be, usually you use bourbon to kind of like mellow it out. It's a bit sweeter. I mean,
Okay.
open up a can of corn.
Right.
The bourbon doesn't taste like corn, but adds a little sweetness to
Yeah,
it.
whereas rye is
A
much
rise,
more
yeah, it's a
stronger taste.
it's got a bit more of a kick to it.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
this
think
one's
we
really
did have
good.
that one at the other.
We did.
Yeah,
Really good.
The other session. It's tasty.
Yeah, that one is nice, man.
Yeah, this one's
That's
really
the
good.
one. The prize fight though is really good too. It was a lot lighter tasting.
Yeah, I think prize fight is still.
Prize Fighter it's kind of like a malt Scotch,
Okay.
but then they age it in a rye barrel. So you get like a
Interesting.
little bit of that. I mean, whiskey making it's like an art at this
Yeah.
point. They do all kinds of stuff to it.
That's so
It's
cool.
just like wine. I mean, you have your 3 different types of oak barrels they use, or I mean, there's places that will bring in different types of oak. Some
get it imported.
like this one.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get into this one. This one is cognac barrels.
Oh,
So this is
That's
very
so cool, man.
dessert tasting.
nice. I'm excited for that one.
I
Is that
love
the last
just
one?
like the pure
Yeah,
artisanship.
that'll be
of
the
it
last
all.
one.
So
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, I mean, it's become a craft.
Yeah, big time.
And I mean, it's not just none of these you'd go in and do a whiskey and Coke with. I mean,
Right.
these are all just whiskeys you drink on their
To
own.
taste the whiskey.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this one.
I fucking love that. That's
Yeah,
good.
that one's really good.
Mm.
So, do you guys have anything coming up for Mr. Girl?
Yeah. Like I said, we're starting to get ready to record. Doing that whole.
Mm.
Want to be able to play it live perfectly before we,
Mhm.
go and lay it down in the studio.
We want to have a nice recording too. We have a demo out there on the internet
Mhm.
that has like 4 or 5 of our
4
earliest
songs.
songs, you know. And,
Yeah, it was our first 4, and they are written so that they're what's the word? They go one into the
They're just
next.
continuous, you know.
Yeah, it's a continuous track, so it's one track, and if you skip through, you'll find 4 individual songs. But I released it as just one track, so people would hear it the way it was supposed to be, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also how the album is going to be once we record it. Start to finish, like there's no
Like more than one, or more than 4.
yeah, it's going to
obviously.
be.
It'll be almost
we have-
full length, I'm thinking.
We have between 10 and 13.
Oh, okay.
I want to shoot for 13, so maybe write a couple more, but
We'll
we're
have
almost
like
there.
45 minutes, give or take.
Yeah.
You know, would be nice.
Yeah, something kind of long form.
Well, you always do 10, and then the other 3 you save.
Yeah.
That's true.
For-
Yeah.
Jamie came up to me with a great idea last night.
Oh yeah, the other thing we're planning on doing is recording a one-off song that's a little out there, a little more weird than it is heavy.
Maybe like Cyndi Lauper reggae weird.
Yeah, something like that.
I was telling you that story as a
A cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Cautionary tale, yeah. That was Aesop's Fable.
place you don't want to go as a band. Not to give you ideas.
We're not gonna do that. Well, actually, this is a good segue here. We just introduced a new member, our friend Shane. I feel like we should have brought him up a little earlier,
Mhm.
but fuck it. Shane is like we call him the noise boy. So we have a little, what is it, like four channel mixer?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like you have one working over there for these microphones, and he has maybe 4 or 5 patch cables plugged in at random to this thing, and then one output into the PA, and he just turns knobs and it'll screech and make all these crazy like buzzing noises and shit like that. And we're gonna set him up with a bunch of other like crazy noisemakers, and we've tested it.
So is that for live or
Yeah, it's
for
for-
studio too?
Definitely
It's for the live set, and then me and him are both gonna do a noise thing for the album.
Okay.
A little more curated and put together.
Yeah, sort of more focused, and
Mhm.
but when he does it live, he has it to where it'll literally like it'll hurt your ears if you hear it. It's super loud, and there's like heavy parts where people are rocking out. They're like, "Oh my god!" Like fuck, and it's like it's really harsh. And
It's like crowd control, you
yeah,
know?
that too. People get too rowdy, and I tell them not to mosh, and they do it anyways.
Whoop.
Yeah,
You know?
it's super loud. There's a couple videos out there where you can hear it just piercing over the entire mix of everybody.
The beautiful part is that every time it's freaking different because, like you said, the patch cables are plugged in at random, and he's just moving knobs.
Mhm.
There's
Yeah.
no method to this thing.
We've even had trouble like doing the same sound twice on purpose.
So
Like,
it's
we
almost
can't-
like some kid with Tourette's syndrome, like, but he can't.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
not
just
cursing.
going.
He's
Yeah.
just going like this
That's
with
exactly
knobs.
it. Yeah, yeah. Some of the sounds are more offensive than curse words, man.
Oh yeah, they're just nasty. No one needs to hear that shit.
So it's more of a Tourette's box than
Tourette's,
a.
oh, dude,
Yeah.
Tourette's boy.
Oh, we gotta let him know that. That's the new name of his thing. I was telling him to name it too. So. the
There you
Tourette's
go, the Tourette's box.
box.
Heck
And we're
yeah.
gonna set him up with a.
You'll have people outside picketing.
That'll make some waves.
You're making fun of my kid.
Tell him to join a band.
There-
Exciting.
So we're waiting on Javen again.
Oh, you're waiting on me. I'm sorry.
So I guess I'll.
You're a whiskey guy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is barrel whiskey. Barrel whiskey, they basically have a kind of like a curator. He goes around to all these distilleries and tastes whiskey. Coolest job in the world. But he finds like barrels of whiskey that he loves.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically, this is called the infinite barrel. So it's kind of like an infinite bottle.
Okay.
But this is the infinite barrel. He buys like a whole bunch of barrels and mixes them all together.
That's really cool.
Ooh.
So this has 8 different whiskeys in it. And so by doing that, you get like, I think this one has like 2 ryes, 3 bourbons, a couple of like single malts, a couple multi-grains,
all
a
over
couple
the map.
ryes. Yeah, and so you get like basically an infinite bottle.
Huh. That's
but
incredible.
in your
See
bottle.
that? Check this out here. So we were just talking about like simple, well-designed bottle too.
Yeah.
It was casked on February 12th.
So
this year.
that's also a cask strength. So any whiskey you have, you always see 40% on all your alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
There's all these rules and regulations. If you want to call it a whiskey, it's got to be 40%. So this is cask strength. And what that means is they don't dilute it. So this one is 59.65%. So you get a bit more kick. And that's
what we're doing.
That's what Barrel Select does.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
So it's basically like a bunch of whiskey kind of blended together
I think
to
I
make
forgot to cheers you last
cheers.
time.
the perfect whiskey.
Cheers me again.
Again,
There we go.
we're catching up.
There we go.
Cheers, guys.
You are supposed to smell whiskey.
You are or aren't?
Are.
Okay, that's right.
It's just like wine.
I smell everything I drink. I think that's like a survival instinct.
Ooh, that'll grow hair on your chest.
It's a burly one. I like it.
Mm.
Oh, baby.
God damn. That is beautiful.
Yeah, it's anytime you see cask strength, most places don't sell them
Yeah.
just because they're so strong.
Yeah, they are.
I know, basically.
Where would you go to get something like this? Would you?
I
get
got
it
this
at all?
one directly from the distillery.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
what
you
I
I
thought.
heard about it,
Yeah.
and so
That's what I
ended
would
up
love
buying
to
it.
do.
So much stuff. I mean, you can't get at the grocery store. I think
No way.
I got this at the grocery store for $4. It was on closeout.
You know, there was a vodka that Smirnoff made back when I didn't know what I was doing.
Black.
It was wild tea vodka.
Wild tea.
Yes.
So it was flavored.
It was flavored vodka, and I thought that was the shit back when I was 22 or whatever. But so I worked at Seder Brothers, and it was on markdown at my store that I worked at for I don't know $3 a bottle.
That's low.
So I bought 4.
Oh lord.
And I opened the first one, and do you know that floral hand sanitizer smell?
Yeah.
That's what it tasted like.
Oh,
was
it
the
tasted like the
worst.
smell of that hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Oh, it was the nastiest
Ah.
shit. And cold cock is the next closest thing.
So we are moving on to Bren.
Yay.
Bren? How's that
Bren
spelled?
is BRENNE. It is French.
Oh,
So they take single malt whiskey,
okay.
then they finish it off in cognac.
Oh yes, this is the one I was excited about.
This is the
Already smell a little bit.
master distiller for this one is a female. So
Is it Bren? Is it her?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't think her name is Bren.
Oh.
But
Everyone who succeeds, named
Yeah.
Bren.
this one
It's Bren now.
You're the Bren.
I hate doing this one as a tasting because you have like other whiskeys in your mouth. It's total. I mean, it's kind of like a cold cock, but it's actually good. You kind of get.
I smell the cognac.
It's yeah.
Wow.
Like that barrel.
It's very. I mean, it's kind of like to whiskey what this is to whiskey. It's very sweet, but
It's bringing back
in
Hennessy
a
memories.
yeah, in a good way. It's
Yeah.
very cognac.
It's like, man. I used to get trashed on whiskey.
You get like apple pie and caramel when you smell it on the nose.
That's
You
wonderful.
It's a very different type of whiskey.
Wow.
And that's what the cognac barrel.
And you're a Jaeger
Ooh.
fan. I can see why you would like this one too, because I'm getting a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I don't know the names of the flavors, but
It's much smoother than that last barrel.
yeah, this is a contrast because that last one. Oh, by the way, thanks for the kind of long break after that one.
Mhm.
It,
Had to reset.
I mean, we
yeah.
I think I haven't done a good service to Bren, just because how we've progressed
Mhm.
through.
I see what you mean.
I
This
think
is
one
good.
time we did it after Lafroig, which is tastes like charcoal.
I love the Frog actually.
Yeah.
I've gotten a few of those.
This is
And so-
incredibly like clean, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, this is one, I mean, it's almost like a dessert whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's tasty. We're gonna have a dessert whiskey at our dinner party. We're gonna do a Mr. Girl dinner party.
We should
soon.
get a bottle of brand.
A dinner party.
We'll mark that down on the list.
I got that one as a gift.
Really?
So, yeah, I don't know where to...
That one's beautiful. I like that one a lot.
They have a website, so.
I still think Prize Fight is my number one.
Your number one?
That one was
But
really good.
I think that one has just moved into second for me.
Do you want more?
That's awesome.
I would love some more of that last one.
Can I have like
Thank you.
yeah. Ooh, that's delicious.
This is the one.
I gotta flip a coin between those two for my.
That one shouldn't
Top
go
choice.
in. That one shouldn't go in.
Not
You
in
won't-
that one.
You won't notice it, yeah.
I won't. Yeah. Let's not put that one in the infinity bottle.
Thank you.
But yeah. Anyway, that high bass note it had this hypnotizing factor as a kid.
Yeah.
And so when I write Mr. Girl songs, I try to recreate that every now and then.
That's
So-
cool.
Recreate sticks out of their prime.
Making you.
Yeah.
pass
That's
out.
what Mr.
I'm
Yeah,
bored.
That's what Mr. Girl is.
Ugh. Why did you keep?
Do
doing
you like
this?
sticks when they're like in their 80s? Check out Mr. Girl.
You know they're still putting out music.
If you like washed
Yeah,
out
they are.
70s bands, oh hey, the song that you sent me yesterday was fucking great.
Oh yeah,
man.
One with Everything.
One with everything. Sticks, one with everything. Check it out.
Yeah.
See, I like
Take a
Night
listen.
Ranger
Night Ranger.
and then Sean Blades.
Sean Blades was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
I-
Because they were covering these old
All the,
Simon
like-
Garfunkel songs and stuff
Really?
like that.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Sean Blades.
And they
It was
did
a
them
contemporary
really
rock
good.
Feel.
Nice.
I checked them out they were at the Troubadour, and they had a really cool idea. I mean, it's just like two guys. They might have had a drummer. Did they have a drummer?
Live, I think so. I think they took somebody on
Yeah,
tour with them.
I think it, but the drummer was kind of like off to the side, way
Yeah,
in the
Like,
back,
not a big deal.
not lit or anything.
yeah.
And so it's just the two guys are like sitting in like these like recliners playing guitar,
Oh heck
and
yeah.
they're talking about songs and stuff. But then they had a couch, kind of like that, and every song they'd invite different people from the audience up on the
That's
couch,
cool.
and then they'd just like play
Hell
for
yeah,
them,
dude.
and it was like the
What?
coolest thing.
That's amazing.
And so
I
I
thought
got
about
I got
that
brought up for at the Troubadour for Sound of Silence.
Yes.
And you know what? You think it's nice, but then when you have lights on you, you don't know if you're like you don't know how you're supposed to act in
You
front
know
of
that-
bands.
You know that feeling when you're a toddler and your feet don't hit the floor yet?
Yeah.
It's probably that
Well,
on stage.
like I got a phone call from Ville Valo,
Yeah.
from him.
Yes.
He was staying at that one hotel in Hollywood, right when you come down Highland.
Oh,
That really famous hotel.
Hotel Roosevelt.
Yeah. No. Chateau.
Marmont.
Chateau
Marmont.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he was staying there and he goes, hey,
Yes.
you want to listen to, I got my new album coming out, Dark Light or something like that.
Can't
So-
remember.
And he goes, I want you to hear it. I go, okay. And he goes, go down to this studio. So I went down to it was CBS Studios or something. I go
Sunset
in.
Studios is like down the street. Was it that one?
Yeah, it might. I think it was called CBS Studios at the time.
CBS. Okay.
And so
Anyway.
I go in and they go,
My arm bag, but you're putting your arm
That's,
bag.
that's cool, dude.
he's not ready for you yet. And I go, who's he? And I thought I was just coming here to listen to the album. And they go, no, you're listening to it with Vila. I'm like,
Fuck, you wanted to like
what?
watch.
and then the engineer comes out and he goes, hey, so you're gonna sit here, he's gonna sit there, he's gonna be smoking. Are you okay with that? And I go, yeah. And I'm like, okay. He goes, he hasn't heard the album, the final mix yet. I'm like,
Holy
What?
shit.
So
oh
you're gonna,
shit.
You're gonna be with him
And
when he's hearing it for the
and I'm
first
like, so
time?
I'm gonna hear it as he's hearing it. And he goes, yeah. And I said, am I here the entire like hour? And he goes, that's what I was told. And I'm like, shit.
Holy
So,
fuck.
So
I'm
this is a
listening
handler
to
of his? This was like his sort of
his engineer
guy,
for the
yeah.
album.
Okay.
And so I'm sitting there, he comes in, he goes, hey, thanks for showing up. And so he's sitting like right here with me. And I don't know, like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to be going, listening
what
to
do you
it?
do? Are you supposed to be like,
and am I supposed to? And
Just
so
shake
he,
your head like
Yeah.
all of a
That
sudden, like,
sucks. You
red
do
wine's
better.
brought out to him, and he's like smoking, and I'm like, am I supposed to? I didn't know how to act, and I'm like,
God, yeah.
how do I like let him know this sounds pretty good on these songs? And I'm just like, because that's how I normally am. I'm
And
like
it-
very straight laced, and I'm like,
Is he expecting you to like?
I
offer
don't know.
criticism?
I
You
don't know.
You
I don't know.
yeah.
Am I supposed to? You know what? I like the last song better. I mean, I'm listening to the final mix along with him, and it was the scariest thing ever.
Heck yeah, yeah.
Damn.
That'd be weird, yeah.
It was terrifying.
Fuck, man.
Fuck yeah.
I kind of like the revival on heavy music because I feel like that's a teller to people sort of like opening themselves back up to craziness a
Yeah,
little bit.
I agree.
So I'm glad people are coming out to our shows and going out to see Happy and Hemet, and like they're not scared to make noise music, and they're like, you know, cops don't bother.
Riverside County, California, right now is exploding with heavy music. It's
Right.
crazy. And like myself, I'm not a heavy musician. I didn't grow up playing heavy music or listening to heavy music.
I just really like it. I never really played
Me
it either.
too. Yeah, I love it a
Yeah.
lot, and so it's good to be a part of it. I think a lot of it has to do with like the state of affairs at the moment. Everyone's pissed off. Everyone's depressed.
There's so much to be mad about.
Yeah, there is, and so I think that like expressing that through art is so much more healthy than, say, like pissing your friends off on Facebook or
Right.
blocking your mom. You know, like shit like that.
Or even, you know, getting into shitty relationships with women, and
Yeah.
like, you know, you can't handle who you are, and
Yeah,
this is an outlet for
So it's
people
your outlet.
to
Yeah.
accept themselves. a
it's
little
definitely
bit.
my outlet. You know, like drums is my whole life. I teach it. I play in a ton of bands. But Mr. Girl specifically really gives me an outlet to like express the negative side of life. You
Yeah.
know, I'm a really positive person and I like to exude that, but you can't go through life pretending that's all there is.
There has to be some bad.
There is. There has to be. Yeah.
A lot of our lyrical content is shit that I have trouble dealing with.
Mhm.
A lot of regrets, a lot of things I would have done differently.
Sure.
If you read into the lyrics, there's like, you can tell there's like underlying shit.
There's triple entendres.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's layers to what I write because it's like half of it is making fun of myself and half of it is like I used to be a
Would
piece
not
of
go
shit.
on talking meat.
Right.
Yeah.
Drink some whiskey and talk about it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Man, that was therapeutic to say it for a second, but
Yeah.
like yeah, some of it is shit that I wish I'd never done, and I wrote about it to get it out of off my chest a little bit.
True.
Get
As
it
a
out.
drummer too, like it's the same thing, man. Like a lot of the projects that I focus on, like jazz-wise or like even personally, it's a softer side because that's the side of life I like to be on.
Yeah.
But then like things like Mr. Girl or even Tellies, because we're they're a little faster. That lets me be more real with myself.
Gives you a chance to be ugly.
Yeah, and
Which-
I express frustrations through drums just as much as you do through lyric.
Yeah. And you know, today you curate how people see you a lot more than you used to.
Oh, certainly.
You have your Instagram profiles and your websites and your blogs, and when you first meet a person, it feels different than when you first met a person back in the 90s or something.
Yeah, or in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd make a good first impression physically. You'd meet somebody and say hi, give a firm handshake, and you would keep yourself, in a...
Your best self.
Yeah, be your
Yeah.
best self. And now you are your best self in some sort of weird virtual sense, and it's just fucking strange.
Right.
And there's no outlet for your mistakes and flaws.
Yeah.
And so a lot of Mr. Girl songs are flaws and shit that I'm not happy with at all.
You
And
should create a like Instagram or Facebook page where all you post are your flaws.
Oh,
Maybe.
that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Like a,
I think
dude,
people would love that.
That's a
I mean,
cool
all it
concept,
is
man.
is
Fuck.
every fuck up you've done
Yeah.
as it happens.
Ah.
Instead of posting, here's me.
Look at this
That
dumb
feels so
joke I
great.
made.
Yeah.
Like,
Here I am at Disneyland. No, you're like, here I am getting arrested.
Drank too much last night.
Ah, feel like shit. Can't wait to go to work.
I
Nah,
drafted my bank account again.
You're onto
Shit.
something, dude. That's brilliant. Hell yeah.
That would get a
You
lot
know
of
what,
followers.
that would probably
Me too,
be-
I'm sorry, that's right.
That would be amazing.
There's a cool
Just-
on Reddit. I follow this subreddit called Me IRL, which stands for Me in Real Life, and it's kind of like that, you know.
That's a big cultural thing right now, sort of.
We're
Just
embracing our
everyone-
depression as a
Yeah.
culture. It's great.
That's what whiskey does.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's nice.
Hell yeah.
Where are we at on the map here?
I think we finished. So if you want to rate,
We had all of them.
we've
We
had
did.
all of these.
Okay.
Oh, man.
We don't have to rate cold cock, right? That was garbage.
It was.
It was
Go
garbage.
right out. Eliminated.
Yeah, bye.
So
For sure.
we are going to start the infinity bottle today.
Oh, yes, we're the inaugural.
You are the
Infinity
inaugural.
Bottle. This is so cool, man.
This is badass.
I'm so happy to be the first one.
So
Okay.
you get to put
Give it a sign.
half a ounce.
Okay. Okay. Dunk it in. You know what? All right, Mr. Girl. You dunk it.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Team it.
So I guess you go first, rank
Okay.
first
so,
to worst.
First to worst. All right. Oh, good lord. All right. First is few.
Really?
Yeah. You know what? Not only did I like the story, like that definitely caused me to like it more, but the rye. I have a taste for that rye.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
I love bitter stuff.
That hillbilly.
Yeah, man. I
sense.
don't know what it is. So few's number one for me.
Nice.
Number two is prize fight. It was hard for me to decide on.
Which also has, it's rye finish.
Isn't that funny?
Right,
Yeah, like
yeah.
So you like that
I
flavor.
guess we found out I like rye whiskey.
Right.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have to. That was amazing. I'm gonna have to go buy rye whiskey now. See, we
Nice.
learned something today. All right. Bread. Now here's the thing. This was by far like the best tasting whiskey we had tonight.
Mhm.
But taste isn't always like the deciding factor for me.
Mhm.
I like an experience too. But this is
Gotcha.
beautiful. I'm trying to get my hands on one of these for our meal.
Yeah.
Not to say this was bad. Barrel was really freaking good, but how
All
can
four
you
of
choose?
those are
They're
heavy
just
hitters.
they're just
for sure.
mixed, you know. So
Yeah.
like, this is great. I would buy this if I was trying to get sloshed quick, you know. Like, I would buy this if I was trying to entertain like a woman,
A lady.
a lady
Right.
or a man. It depends on my mood.
Yeah.
Anybody, right? I might buy this for my in-laws, but this is what I'm picking just to have around the house.
Few.
So few goes into the infinity bottle for me.
All right.
That was
Well-
probably one of the harder things I've done recently.
Picking?
Yeah, man. I didn't know that I would like whiskey this much.
You know, it's a close race. I'm in the same boat as you.
Yeah, it's tough, right? These
Yeah.
are. These
So
are
do you
hard.
rank them the same way?
No. Here's mine. Moving.
So you get to dump it in.
Oh, yes.
Your
Oh, yeah,
shot.
let's do
I'm
that
the, I'm the
first.
sinker.
Sorry.
All right, inaugural shot.
Oh, this is exciting. Look at that.
The infinity bottle
Infinity bottle
begins.
starts with some few.
All right. Few
Every last
spirits.
drop. Oh, there it is.
And you got to
Beautiful.
sign it.
How much was that? Shot or
3/4.
3/4? All right.
I'm gonna put my Instagram name. It's Facebook too. Will Drums Daily.
Will Drums Daily. Will is a fantastic drum instructor. If you guys are also looking for private lessons in the Southern California region, he knows his stuff. He's the type of teacher that also learns every day. Very
Yeah.
important.
You don't get better at your craft if
No.
you don't explore every day too. I still take
Exactly.
lessons, you know.
So yeah, trying to learn drums, or the other way to learn drums, join a band and be bad at drums for a while,
Yeah.
and then you'll get good at drums.
All you got to do is be one lesson ahead of your students.
That's
and you're
it,
good.
man.
Exactly.
I
Look
like
what
that.
I learned last week.
Sink or swim. I like that.
Okay, I'm gonna rank now. Is that cool? Is that all right?
Do it.
You have a problem with that?
Yeah.
No one said they
That's
did.
why, that's why I like it.
All right. So I'm putting prize fight first, right here. This is number one. Loved
Good
it.
choice, man.
Delicious, because I love Scotch also, and delicious. I think I'm putting Bren second
Deserves it.
because
It's a
also
single malt.
delicious. It's just a very like singular, like, you know, don't worry about having another bottle of anything else tonight because
right.
I'll handle it sort of whiskey.
If that was the only whiskey you had, that'd be A-okay.
Perfect. Yeah, that's a good night right there in
Like
front
that.
of you.
You're right.
I loved Few because the story was awesome. It just wasn't as good as these two because I am going more for taste than Will was. And then I loved this one, but I love these ones more. That's it. That's the
That
only.
one was
Surprise
really
fight.
good, man. It was just
Yeah,
gnarly.
all four were good.
Yeah.
Prize fight is mine though.
All right, so let's get.
Go ahead and you can do the
do the
honors
pouring.
here.
And then you dump it into the.
Oh, I'm
we
gonna. Okay.
We get a half ounce.
Yeah, measure
because
one out
you
for
you chose this one.
I do love prize fight though. That was a really delicious thing.
Yeah. Ooh, a
Wow.
little more.
That's a
Look
little
at
more.
you. Get a straw.
Oh yeah, we want a little more of that in there. That's good.
Definitely. That was a tasty one.
Now sign it.
All right. Should I write Mr. Girl somewhere? Like.
Oh
or
yeah,
should I
put it
do
next
that?
to mine. Put your signature next to mine, and write Mr. Girl.
I'll put it right here.
Cool. Check out Mr. Girl on Instagram and Facebook. M-I-S-T-E-R. We spell it all out. Right.
Yeah, unless we're like tagging.
Yeah.
You know, we do a lot of graffiti.
Uh-oh.
No, we don't.
We don't know.
We're gonna do a signature like up here,
Pretty.
right by the mouth of the bottle. Click.
Cap it off till the next one.
Silently end it.
Love it.
So, Instagram, Mr. Girl.
Yeah, Mr. Girl Band on Instagram. On Bandcamp, it's mrgirl.bandcamp.com. On Facebook, it's just Mr. Girl, I think. Facebook.com/MrGirl. And then as far as keeping an eye out for things, we're going to have that one-off song, which we are going to... Did we actually tell this whole story? What we're going to do with that one-off?
Let's redo it if we did.
So we're going to record a weird experimental type song or two or three, put it on a CD, and we're going to hide it somewhere. And the person that finds it, they can keep it to themselves. They can upload it to the internet. They can distribute it. The ball is in whoever finds it, their court.
Right. We're gonna place this one CD, the only one we're gonna have of these songs.
Yeah, we're
gonna
only
place
making
it.
one.
We're gonna leave clues. You go find it. It's up to you if that makes it to the internet or not.
Yeah, we're
Nope.
releasing it and then deleting it.
Put it on a thumb drive.
Oh, that's
Not,
a good
that was
idea.
the alternative.
not everyone knows how to rip a CD.
That's
True.
true. I forget about this. We're old
Let's
now.
do a thumb
Yeah.
drive.
Thumb drive. I
Good-
like that.
Good call on that.
Love
one.
it. Thank you.
You'll find a thumb drive somewhere. We'll post clues to the Instagram. The person who finds it,
A little
it
more
is
fair.
their property legally. That
You
was-
own it. You own the rights to the song.
That 1 to 3 song. So whatever it is, a demo, whatever. But yeah, keep an eye out. Find our social media. Listen to our music. Come to the shows. That's the most important one. Come to the shows.
Yeah, definitely.
See us live.
Support local music.
Yes. Thank you guys. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
This is a
Okay,
lot
man.
of fun.
Thank you.